Spoilers and Fandom is like a book club for geeky stuff. Join us as we delve into the depths of our backlogs and sift through the games, comics, shows, movies, and books that we haven't checked out yet. Hello, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Hellsknight.
I'm Hillary.
And today we're talking about The Green Knight, full of spoilers.
Yes.
If you do not want to be spoiled, I highly recommend you check out the spoiler-free version of our discussion, which was the episode before this.
Yes.
Today, there's no holds bar, so be warned. There is a lot to talk about as well, and this movie is fantastic.
Because we both give it 9s, yeah?
Yeah, I strongly recommend that if you haven't watched the movie, don't listen to this. But sure, it's your life.
Yeah, it's on you. You just watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, we really recommend you at least watch it first, then come through here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
First thing.
Yeah.
The ending.
Let's talk about the ending first.
The ending and the device that they use.
Yeah. So the ending that I was referring to is when Gavin runs away from the Green Knight. After getting to the chapel, he runs away.
Yeah.
And we see what happens. And it is like he goes there, him being the only son of Arthur. Him being Arthur's nephew and Arthur not having any other heirs. He gets crowned king.
Yes.
Arthur and the queen die. He has a son with his lover, but his lover, who is a hooker, cannot be a lady.
Yeah.
And so he ends up sort of like pushing her aside and him actually marrying like someone who's a little more noble.
Yeah. He married another royal person. Yeah.
Yeah, who is the mirror image opposite. A mirror image of his lover. And they have their son basically dies in war. He becomes an unpopular king with people throwing shit at him. And eventually there's an uprising or war or something that happens. And he gets... he's in the castle waiting to get conquered. And he ends up removing the sash of protection that he took from his journeys.
Yeah.
And his head just falls off.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up at the Green Knight's chapel, and it's like none of that actually happened, which is now the point of controversy. So what was the point of people would say, what is the point of watching this movie? What did we just see? Blah 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 blah. I interpreted this as him just getting a flash of what his life would be like if he was to run away now.
Yeah.
And it made sense. In like the grand picture as a whole, it kind of makes sense. First of all, this entire quest that he went on, this entire journey, was put forth by his own mother.
Yeah.
And his ways, when we meet Gavin, he is like this. He's not really knightly.
Yeah, no.
He's like, he hangs out at the brothel.
Yeah, he wakes up at the movie literally starts out at the brothel. He's running for Christmas dinner. He's running for Christmas lunch with the king.
Yeah, he's not religious.
Yeah.
He's not honorable. He's not virtuous or anything like that.
Yeah.
And we see his mom casting the ritual to summon the Green Knight is how this movie starts. I interpret this movie as like his mom wanted him to learn like tough love. And for him to basically gain maturity instead of just whoring for the rest of his life because of who he is and what he'll become later on.
Yeah.
So the entire movie for me felt like, just tough love. Here's a lesson.
Yeah. And
so he sets out on this journey where he learns more stuff or doesn't learn more stuff.
I feel like he learns it because you see that he picks up on these lessons as he goes. Because in the very beginning, the guy was given the first green sash that he got. he was like, imagine the gear that he got when he was leaving Camelot the first time. He had a blessed shield. He was given this sash that was impenetrable. He was given a whole bunch of things, and the actual axe that he was supposed to return to the Green Knight. So he was going out as a knight. He meets these guys steal his stuff, break his shield. So all those enchantments were for nothing. And then when he gets now the second green sash, you see him holding on to it because now he knows this is what I can lose. Then he goes now to that's why now it's such a big deal when he gets to the chapel. In my opinion, sorry. All this, I'll preface this, all this is just my idea. So by the time he gets to the chapel, he has an idea of loss and failing. And he has all this doubt inside him. Am I going to be able to do this?
And duty.
Yeah, and duty. Because he knows that to be an honorable knight, I have to stand and take this hit. But I'm going to die. And I don't want to die. And throughout this journey, there have been places where I've almost died, but I'm here now. So when the guy comes with the first hit and he flinches, and you see that, and you see him flinch, that's him trying to exercise now his fear. The second time he flinches again, and he's like, no, let me do it without it. Now, once we do now...
Because I'm going to die anyway. What's the point? Yeah.
What's the point? So when he finally gets through his head that I could run away from here now, live my entire life as normal, become king.
And die anyway.
And still die. But now if you look through now the things, if you even look through the imagery of the future that he's seeing for himself.
It's without honor.
It's without honor. The crown that he's wearing is tarnished now. Because Arthur's was gold. His is now has verdigris because of the Green Knight.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the green, let's say the rot of fear and cowardice that he would have.
Right.
He'll lose his son. He'll lose the person he loves. He'll lose his kingdom just out of fear. So I guess, at that point is when he realizes, why not? F it. Let me just take it like as it is.
Yeah.
Removes the sash and then he closes his eyes and it happens. So we don't know what happens. All we know is Gawain's story starts from there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that part of the ending, I interpreted it as the Green Knight just basically is like, all right, you've passed the test. You can go. Because
I imagine that he went again and did it again, but I don't know whether he.
No, I don't think he would have chopped his head off.
No,
I thought because he said like a graze or something like that. Whatever I do, it's up to me whether I graze you or kill you or whatever.
Yeah.
So when he kneels down and says, "Okay, well done." Now off, and he like scratches him or something and goes off with your head. And that's where the movie actually ends.
Yeah.
I thought that was like just saying, all right, go. Because why would, as a mother, why would you actually get your son killed?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to send your son to his death.
Especially when you're going to, like he's supposed to be the next king.
Yeah.
You're going to be obviously his mother, blah, blah, blah. Like it doesn't make sense on any level.
Yeah.
And his mom doesn't hate him either. His mom does care about him. At least they don't give any indication that his mom hates him.
And they don't give any indication that she's an antagonist in any way.
Yes.
Yeah. Because
I know that there are interpretations where she is considered an antagonist.
Yes.
But you don't get that in this.
Yeah, you don't get that vibe in this.
Yeah.
If anything, of all the people who I feel could have been an antagonist to him, would have been the lady in the castle before he gets there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mirror image.
The mirror image of
his lover.
His
yeah.
love. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If anything, she is the one. Yeah. Who gives that vibe.
Because I didn't trust her, but I really did like the whole photograph thing. Yeah. I felt like that was beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, that entire scene is so creepy. Yeah. Like the whole vibe of that house.
Yeah.
Is so creepy. I really enjoyed that. I'm not a fan of horror. Yeah. I hate horror. This is the closest thing I have come to watching horror stuff. Now, and I liked it. Yeah.
Now, in the original story, now Gawain goes to the chapel. He meets the knight. He'll flinch first time, second time, third time, the knight would be like, oh, when the Green Knight tries to chops off his head the third time, he'll reveal himself to be the Lord from that house. Under a curse that he needed something, and then he'll be blessed by this guy and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's what it's basically the idea that it's for him to get rid of now his cowardice and and his idea that he has to be honorable. So when he goes back now, he'll go back with the green sash as a sign of his honor. Then when he explains this story to the other knights, they'll be like, no. Yes, you feel that you might have been dishonorable, but you faced it at the end of the day, and you stood up to you held up your word.
The virtues.
Yeah, you held up your word and you held up your virtues.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad about it. Hold your head up high.
Yeah.
That's what the gist of the whole story is meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did read somewhere that this was loosely based off of like the virtues that a knight has to have, which is like, there's like generosity, bravery. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Piety, and something else. Apparently, there's like a direct correlation between that and the chapters of the movie. For example, like him asking the giants for a ride can be seen as him trying to take a shortcut.
Yeah.
And the fox like saying no, like that might be like how he's dealing with what he's used to what he needs to be.
Yeah, the temptations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And him being like faithful or
and honest
and like all that stuff, generous, like especially like at the first point where he meets that guy on the battlefield who's lost everything.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, can you tell me where this is? Oh, here's a coin.
A kindness.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's it. Like, it's not exactly considered like very knightly of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then how that bites him. Or like when he's like trying to retrieve the head of the ghost, he asks for payment.
Yeah.
And she's like, why would you
ask that? Why would you say that?
Yeah. But then he still does it anyway. And then he gets rewarded for that with the axe, getting it back. So there's like a bit of that going on as well, which is why I think it was like a journey for him to learn what being honorable is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why for me, that's why in my head I was thinking that at the end of the day, the knight that we get to know at the end of the movie, that's the real Gawain. All this was his character development.
Yeah. This movie is basically character development.
Yeah. So by the time we meet him, because they say he's one of the most virtuous knights of the Round Table.
Eventually.
Yeah. I think there's one knight who is, I guess, the one who's like the most virtuous, but he's just known to be a good guy, generally. Oh yeah, he's known to be a friend to young knights, defender of the poor and fortunate, and the maiden's knight, rescuer of women.
Gavin.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how he got there, I guess.
Yeah, this is now the story of how he got to be
his origin story.
Yeah, Gawain origins.
Yeah. I did like that.
Yeah.
And I do like to think that he survived at the end.
Did you see the post-credit thing?
Post-credits?
Yeah, there's a post-credit scene.
No.
Okay.
What was that?
A little girl wearing a crown. So I don't know who that is.
A little girl wearing a crown?
Yeah. So it was a young girl putting on a crown.
Maybe it's his daughter?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't see that. I didn't know that
Well,
was
I'll
there.
show you.
I thought I watched till the end.
There's an after credit scene.
I did watch this off the high seas, so maybe that part was
Cut
not
out.
there. Yeah.
Okay. So back to stuff like I want to go back to the quote-unquote spoiler, the twist at the end. The way they show the foreshadowing. They show like flash forwards and flashbacks of him. That scene when that guy for the kindness, those guys who rob him and they break his shield and they leave him tied up in the forest.
Yeah.
When he's contemplating his future and the camera pans around.
You see him as just left there.
Yeah. You just see him there as bones. And then it kind of has to rewind. He has to go back through rewind time and be like, I have to get out of this.
Yeah.
And will himself to do it.
Yeah.
When we were discussing this like between episodes, and I like that as a device, because it'll force you as the viewer to pay attention. It ties in with the hand holding and not telling people exactly what to expect throughout.
Yeah.
But it just puts you in his headspace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I feel like if you rewatch this movie, rewatch it with headphones, listen to it like closely. That scene in the forest feels very, very personal to him, because you hear his heartbeat, you're hearing the tension that's going through everything, you're hearing the forest sounds, and then he's dead and he's at peace. And then you rewind back and you hear the tension coming back to him.
Yeah.
So by the time you feel it again later in the movie, and in all these scenes where he has this internal conflict, it always comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That much. Those are not the things that I liked about it also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I dug that as well.
And it's beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in disbelief actually when I saw the skull. I'm like, huh? And then it does the rewind. I'm like, oh.
That's what's going on.
Yeah. I actually thought it was like someone else's skull opposite him. I'm like, huh? I thought he was going to get attacked when he was like down there. I thought wolves are going to come and try and eat him.
I actually wanted him to get back at that guy. But then seeing him crazy on the battlefield again, as he was going back home after this whole thing.
Yeah.
Felt, I don't know, because that's where he is. It felt almost that's where he wanted to be. So that's where he'll end up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think of the magic?
I liked that.
Yeah, it is low fantasy.
It felt very, I want to say, simple. But not, it felt simple but very powerful, in the sense that there's not many like visual effects and like special effects that they use. I think the most visual effects
with the giants
were the giants and the fox.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even the giants, they were just like, I even forgot they were there. Like when you mentioned them, that's when I remembered they were.
Well, that was like my favorite scene. That's also the scene where I just couldn't sit next to the thing, because they do this camera thing.
And it flips.
Where it kind of flips the camera, it goes upside down. I'm like, I'm going to move away from the screen, or I'm going to like get dizzy and fall over.
And I really liked that.
Yeah, I did like that, yeah.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. I think that was my favorite scene, because it like looks like, wow, the world is really big.
Yeah, it gives a sense of scale.
Or what was in those mushrooms?
It might be the mushrooms actually, because it's all open for interpretation. Maybe he was tripping throughout that entire scene.
Yeah, maybe he was. Yeah. Hard to tell, but I'd like to think that he wasn't. Because I like fantasy. And like if that isn't real, then why would the Green Knight be real? Then you know like you ask all these other questions.
All these things now will come together and unravel your idea of the movie.
Yeah.
So just go with it.
Yeah.
Because there was those, and what else?
Oh, there was the weird kiss as well.
Yeah.
From the Lord of that house.
Yeah.
Which seemed random. It really confused me. I'm like, okay, because when he enters that house, the Lord basically says, whatever's outside that I bring to the house will be yours, but whatever is inside the house that I don't get, you have to give to me.
Yeah.
Now, he was referring to the sash.
Yes.
At the end.
Was he?
But I also took it like he was referring to the love of the lady.
Yes.
Of the house.
Yeah.
Which obviously Gavin also didn't give back. So like, was it like both? Like, it was the representation. The sash is also like a representation of the love.
Okay, from what I took away from it was the sash is what he was offered for the kiss. Then he took the sash and took the kiss and gave her and kissed her. But then now he has now to offer that kiss to the Lord. But he doesn't. Yeah, but he's thinking that it's the sash that he has to give to the Lord, because he's coming from a point of fear. I don't want to lose. I had a sash like this. This is what kept me alive.
Yeah,
this is what will keep me alive.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna give this to the Lord.
Yeah.
And then when the Lord shows up and he's having that conflict in his head, what do I give him?
Yeah.
And then the Lord will be like, I know she wants you. So he kisses him and is like, I'm not going to get this from her. Oh. He understands. I feel like the Lord understands that his lady doesn't want to be with him.
Yeah. Or maybe he's just gay or
something like that. Yeah. He's just all about the hunt and he's just not about the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something to think about as well. Yeah. But it came a little off field for me, left field.
But even in the original story, the kisses, he's given 3 kisses by the lady of the house. And he gives those 3 kisses now to...
Oh, okay.
So that was a scene, I guess, built for that.
Okay, yeah. So I thought maybe it was like a shoehorned thing.
No. It was that. It's there in the original.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. The photograph, though, that was new. That was new enough.
Dude, everything in that house. The lady who with the blindfold. Wow, that was creepy.
Yes.
I loved it though.
And I feel like that's his mom's cult.
Yeah, I thought that as well.
Yeah.
Because like when the movie starts, she is blindfolded conducting some ritual thing.
Ritual, yeah.
And the only other time we see someone blindfolded like that is in that house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as per the other story, his Gawain's mom, I think, is supposed to be Morgana.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even though it's not directly mentioned in this,
she is a witch.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. She was even tired after casting that ritual to go for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't
she couldn't show up. Yeah, she couldn't show up for the.
I'm assuming it was because mana drain or however magic works in that world.
Yeah. But that was really cool. Like the ritual that she did where, like, if you look closely, like when she lets go of the envelope of the letter, once she sealed it and she lets go of the letter, that's when it shows up at the house. That's like magic email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Email, yeah.
Because it showed up literally instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
What didn't you like? If there was anything
didn't I like? No, I really liked everything. Maybe I don't know. Maybe if there was more I think it's more of the nature of this movie and the theme. If there was like a little more story, because this is okay, there's no hand holding.
Yeah.
But it's a straightforward story.
Yeah, it's very straightforward, very simple.
Yeah. And I feel like if this movie had a bit more complexity in terms of plot, I guess, maybe it would be a little higher, but I like this for what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a good movie for me.
Okay.
And again, I'd love to watch it again. Yeah.
Dude,
this is a cinema movie, honestly, for me as well.
Yeah.
But I do see a lot of people getting disappointed watching this.
Yeah, for the guys who don't necessarily get it, or let's say are not really open.
Yeah.
To not having all the answers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might be a bit frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Me too.
I can't think of what else I didn't like.
Maybe let me say, when the movie in the beginning, if I can liken it to anything, have you played Kingdom Come Deliverance?
I've watched an entire Let's Play of that game.
I got very strong vibes from that in the movie, and I guess it's just because of the setting.
Yeah, but this is more fantasy.
Yeah, this is more fantasy.
There's more magic-y stuff.
Yeah, but now because of that, I found myself wishing that there were moments where we could see combat. This guy fighting or a war.
Yeah, he has such a cool looking axe.
Yeah. But he did show up and fight the Green Knight. He is a brave guy. He's the only guy who did stand up to him.
Yeah, but I feel like he more like did it because he because like, you know, at the start of the movie, King Arthur says, you know, tell me a tale of you know, who you are.
Yeah.
You know? And he's like, I don't have any stories worthy of telling. And so I think this is like his desperation move. Like, I need something under my belt. Because like I'm in a room full of these
knights.
These guys who have achieved quite a lot, and I I'm apparently equal to one of them, but I've done nothing to deserve that.
But even then, give him credit where it's due.
Yeah.
He stood up to it.
He did, yeah. He did.
And I guess that's the larger lesson from the whole story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Arthur even knew what was going on and what this was about. Like he was in the know somehow.
I almost want a movie. Not almost.
About this version of Arthur?
But yeah, I want a movie I want to see Arthur and Merlin. I really liked the design of Merlin in this. Because he was there at the round table.
Was he like a dude in like a corner who didn't really say anything?
He looked almost like homeless Gandalf. But because he had like runes tattooed on his face, like under his eyes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when the Green Knight walked in, when he busted in, King Arthur was looking around. Then when he gives his challenge, King Arthur meets Merlin's eyes. And Merlin, I think he just nods and looks at him and like, fine, roll with it. So I kind of want more. I wish that we would have seen King Arthur, Merlin, and the knights. Mm-hmm. I wish now we'd get now a movie afterwards showing us, this is why these guys are such a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very cool.
Yeah. And I liked the design of the table. Most other movies that I've seen show the round table as a round wooden table.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of, I don't know whether it's one of or the only, it's one of the ones that I've seen with a slightly different design, where it's a stone table that's
in a circle.
Yeah, in a it's in a circle and then the middle is empty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can stand in the middle and present.
Yeah.
I guess. Because even in the King Arthur movie, was it King Arthur? What's it called? The Excalibur movie.
There's so many.
Which is the one...
The sword. King Arthur, The Legend of the Sword?
Legend of the Sword, yeah. I think when he was building... At the end, when you see him building the round table, he builds it as a solid table.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I wish
that
we
movie,
had
that movie is a stark contrast to this. I did enjoy that movie a lot.
Yeah.
I really like that movie for an action movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is not that.
This is not that, but it's equally enjoyable.
I would say I like this one more.
Yeah. Like I would want the action for that and this story.
Gosh, it's hard not to like the action in that is very different as well because of the director.
Yeah.
Telling like the action sequence in that one happened with flashbacks and things like that.
Yeah.
But it was more action packed. And there was like the bullet time scenes and things like that.
Yeah.
But for me, like in terms of story, it was very
sparse.
It was very commercial action, but just done really well.
Yeah.
This one I thought was like, in terms of storytelling, it was a very simple concept that they really did well with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in terms of content, this has more stuff. This has more depth. It's a bigger and a better story.
Yeah.
That one is
a better action movie.
It's a better action movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for me, I wanted like a few scenes. I wanted like show me the king. Show me your knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Show me why guys are fighting.
Yeah.
Why is there a war in your country?
Yeah.
Like that.
Use that axe. That axe looked so good.
Exactly, yeah. Use that. Like even that idea that I was kind of disappointed that when he got the axe, it sat unused for a year.
Yeah.
He should have been like Gawain of the Green Axe. He should have been a boss for a year. Then he has to return it, and that's the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could have done more of that, I guess.
But again, original story doesn't say much. He probably did hold it for you. Like if a guy shows up, tells you, whatever you do, I'll do it to you in a year. You cut off his head, he picks it and bounces. Then he's like, you'll bring it back to me next year. I wouldn't touch that axe for a solid year.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was realistic, at least in that respect.
Yeah. Especially when he just picks his head up and rides out the castle laughing somehow.
Yeah. That was dope.
Yeah.
That really impressed me.
Yeah, that was good.
Like he's such a chill guy. Like even for like a plant monster looking guy, he just, I don't know.
Deb described it as Groot, medieval Groot. Like,
Yes, he's actually, that's a very accurate description. Medieval Groot.
I like that design. He would make a good The Green Knight, Adventures of the Green Knight.
Yeah.
I am Groot.
Because even now, when he shows up in the chapel,
Yeah.
when you're seeing, like, his head is being attached back.
Yeah.
In the original story, you'll find him there waiting, sharpening an axe. So he hears him before he sees him.
Ah.
Yeah. So the aspect of his fear is amplified through that story.
Wow.
Yeah. So as he's getting closer, he's just hearing like an axe is being sharpened. What the hell is going on?
Wow.
Yeah.
Nah, it was good. What else was there now? What did you think of the fox?
I liked it. It was okay. Like, I don't know whether he needed the fox, to be honest. I felt like it was his mom just making sure he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know whether he actually did need the fox.
I thought the fox was cute.
Okay, yeah, it was cute. It was very cute.
I thought it was cute. Yeah, and I felt like the fox was like a moral
guide
or like a spirit guide or something.
Yeah, because it showed up
when he was desperate.
Well, yeah, when he was desperate and he just needed someone to be with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like mutual, right? Like he gave the fox some food.
Yeah, food,
the fox
shelter.
Gave him some advice. What
then
was creepy was when the fox was like,
don't go there.
Don't go there. I think warning him, don't go there with the sash is how you could interpret that.
Yeah.
You don't need that to go there.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I will go there and I will take it. Because I don't want to die, kind of thing.
Yeah. Because it was warning him.
And then he
about
just
his
tells
fear.
And he just tells the fox to get lost.
And then it goes.
Yeah. Man, but that scene when the giant is like reaching for him, I thought the giant was going to like kill him. And then the fox goes there and goes like, ah! Yeah.
I like
that was cool. That was so cool.
I found the giant's design to be so strange.
Yeah, because you can't really see them, right?
Yeah,
like,
you can barely see
they're
them.
So far away, you're just seeing like the silhouette kind of image.
And you can barely, like, the male, female, they almost seem, okay, they do look like the Titans from Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
They have that weird vibe to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the BFG.
Yeah, or the BFG. Because they do have, like, weird, what's it called? Dimensions?
Yeah.
Yeah, weird proportions, let me say that. Yeah, proportions.
Or like the ones in Skyrim, actually.
Yes, it's actually closer to Skyrim, guys. Yeah. Like, imagine if you could see females of the Skyrim giants. That's close to what they'd be.
There's a mod for that. There is, though.
Female giants.
There is, yeah. Yeah. I think that. What about you? What was your favorite thing in the whole movie? The house with that painting? Is that what you said?
I really liked the photograph.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked that.
That was your favorite thing?
No, I don't know whether that was my favorite.
Photograph the painting.
That's a photograph. Because I think they did it on silver or something like that. They did it on metal. That's why it looks so weird. Yeah. But I don't know. Like, I liked his interaction with the knight. Because everything it felt inevitable. Like his conversation with him, because he's afraid, but he doesn't know what to do. Yeah. The knight is like, it's every day. Don't worry, just chill.
Yeah, this is part of life.
Yeah, this is part of it. Just be easy. And you're seeing him freaking out. But I liked his growth. I liked seeing his path up until when he takes off the sash.
Okay.
So when he does take off the sash, and I'm like, yes, that's the guy we came to see. That's the hero.
Yeah.
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 But if it's down to scenes, yes, that's one of my favorite scenes. The photograph scene and the end, when that back and forth, when he's flinching and talking.
Yeah. What about story? Yeah, well, your story-wise is that part. I think mine, I really like the story with the girl who's missing her head.
Winfred.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I like that story.
That was confusing as hell. Like, I really didn't know it took me by surprise because I didn't know what does this have to do with. Then
for me, it felt like a Witcher side quest.
Yeah, when he asked for a gift, when he asked for payment, that's when I realized, this is a side quest. You're not supposed to ask for it; let it come.
Yeah,
yeah. That I liked that, but I also, I don't know. I had an idea that guy who stole his sash. I wanted them to have another bit later on
with that guy.
Yeah, and like I wished that they met up again. Or that guy, or like imagine if he shows up at the Green Chapel and he meets that guy.
It was that guy with his two sisters.
Yeah.
Right?
With two people.
Oh, they were not
girls. One was a girl, one was a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they seemed to have a funny dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
They seemed interesting, but we never really see them again.
Yeah. But then the guy, when he stole the axe and the horse, he was like, "I'll finish your quest for you."
Yeah.
So I was imagining now that when he shows up there, he'll show up and he'll meet this guy with his head cut off, and he'll have another crisis there. But now, since he already got the axe now from Winifred, I was like, so he's not gonna meet this guy again. Because I imagine now that how did he get the axe from her? He had to have gotten something somewhere.
Oh, I just assumed that guy was. So I didn't know what was going on, obviously, because I hadn't watched the movie. But like when I was watching this, I thought maybe that guy came to the house, got killed, and that's how he lost the axe and stuff.
Or he's the one who killed the girl, and then yeah. Because I was imagining now there'd be maybe something more.
But in hindsight, he says, "I'll finish your quest for you."
Yeah.
Maybe he was an agent of the mum.
But
because in the end, he does take all his stuff, and that guy does get it all back, and he does, in a indirect way, finish the quest for him because he takes away everything from him, and his real quest is really to grow the hell up.
Yeah, actually, yeah. If you look at it like that, yes, he did help him in his quest.
Yeah.
But now, at the end, when you see, because when he's going back home, he sees him wandering the battlefield still.
Yeah.
So I wonder now.
But that's like in the flash.
Oh yeah, that was in the flash.
That's in the flash forward thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, and the horse does show up at the end. That's still in the flash forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a feeling that he just is like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
And he just went back. And things were different from what he thought. Because if you're looking at this from fear, right? Because this guy's afraid. All those things that we're seeing in the flash forward are literally his fears.
Yeah.
This will happen, then this will happen, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So I'd like to think that he's now kind of okay with his fears.
He's faced them.
Yeah. Or when the Green Knight doesn't chop off his head and comes down and scratches him and says, off with your head. He just sort of leaves, and he has a better understanding
of
what he's really afraid of.
Yeah. And
it's more what will happen, and he's sort of accepted it. I like to think that. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, that feels that's a better lesson. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot in this movie.
Yeah, and there's a lot we can even discuss. I feel like we can, if we went down scene by scene, we can discuss literally everything about this.
There's a lot happening with the choice of colors and the shapes that you see with the direction, but I'm not qualified enough to really go into that.
Yeah.
Especially when he's looking for the Green Chapel. I feel like the house that he enters before he actually gets to the Green Chapel kind of looks like a chapel.
Yeah.
In the storm that he's weathering or whatever, when he's dying. But there's a lot of that kind of stuff as well. There's also the paintings that you see all over the place that keep changing off a fox with a human head, a human with a fox, being chased and then being the one chasing.
Yeah.
There's lots of stuff that you can break down and try and analyze as well if you want to do that.
Yeah.
So definitely worth watching. Check it out.
Definitely.
Do you have anything else to say?
For me, that's pretty much it. Like,
Okay.
if you're going by the color, maybe remember that when he started out, he has the armor that he's wearing, but he has a yellow cloak that he had throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Until when he loses it.
Yeah.
So maybe yellow being indicative of his fear.
Oh, yeah, that's really on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah. Until he learns to let that go, and even the green sash, because green does have yellow in it. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, green has parts of it. So if there was somebody who's looking into color theory and all these things, maybe you can make, there's a case can be made for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe I'm preaching, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with these things, but yeah.
Yeah.
But you noticed like the subtle winks between Merlin and Arthur. I didn't really notice that.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll rewatch it, like actually right after this.
Yeah.
Because I also want to show you that post-credit scene so you see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so thanks for listening. I do hope you enjoy the movie.
Definitely, me too. No, you will enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
It's just give it its time, give it its attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And next time we'll be watching The Swordsman, Korean movie from 2020 that Hillary has picked.
I haven't seen an action movie, a martial arts movie in a long time, so I'm hoping this will be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Anyways, thanks for listening. If you want to know what else we're checking out the game The Swords of Ditto. We're checking out the series Arcane. The next Malazan book, which is called Reaper's Gale. The New Gods by Jack Kirby.
Jack Kirby, yeah, that's it. And now...
And yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Do you have an opinion on what we just discussed? Did we miss something? Tell us in the comments section and we'll read it in the next episode. If you're listening on Anchor, send us a voice message and we'll add it to this episode. Don't forget to follow our podcast on Twitter @SpoilFans for updates. And follow our Instagram for behind-the-scenes action @SpoilersInFandom. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube and Anchor to get the latest episodes.